Hello, and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we review Pink Floyd's 1977 album, Animals. It's pretty good, although most of the tracks on the album are pretty long, so there's less tracks, and they're pretty long. This is the track listing, so this follows in the Pink Floyd sort of style of making sort of 10-plus minute long songs that take up most of the side, so there's only 5 tracks on this album total. Although this is the last of these albums, and it's the only one that doesn't feature any sort of normal length songs. Pigs on a Wing, part 1 and 2 are only about a minute each, and the other 3 tracks are the long ones. So it's kind of an interesting little epitome of the genre, I guess. These are the tracks that I added to my playlist, all of them technically. Both parts of Pigs on the Wing are decent, although they are kind of short and they don't go very far. Both Pigs and Sheep are pretty good, and they don't get boring despite their length, although Sheep does do some weird stuff in the later half of the song. Dogs is a decent song, but it's probably too long. 17 minutes is just a little too long. It really starts to drop off around the 10-minute mark. It gets a little boring for sure. It's definitely the weakest track on the album, in my opinion. But my favorite track here, I probably got to go with Pigs, 3 different ones technically. I think it's got the best rock sections, and it avoids some of the more boring, weird stuff that's in Dogs and Sheep. I rank this 3rd out of all of Pink Floyd's albums so far. It's certainly a higher quality than pretty much everything before 1972, but I don't think it's better than Dark Side of the Moon. I think it's pretty close to Wish You Were Here, but I like Wish You Were Here a little bit more. And I like the more traditionally length tracks that Wish You Were Here has. Like the title track, Wish You Were Here. Obscured by Clouds almost competes with Animals, but I think it just has too much stuff that isn't great. So Animals beats it because it's pretty solid through and through. It's got a consistent quality. However, this album doesn't take my top spot from 1977. That stays with News of the World by Queen. It's difficult to judge the two because News of the World is a traditional album with, normal length songs, and Animals is the opposite of that. But I think News has a more consistently good sound, and the sort of style of the album allows it to have a lot of variety, much more than Animals, which Animals kind of get stuck in the weird long track structure, which they definitely do well on this album, but it's not as clean as a normal album in my opinion. Next up is ABBA's 1979 album, Voulez-Vous. It's pretty good, although I will say it's not outstanding compared to some of their other work, although it is one of their better albums in my opinion. So stay tuned for that, and as always, stay minty.